Right. Good morning. Um, I hope everybody has joined in. So,
Morning, Doctor.
yeah.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Hello. Is everyone in? I hope so. So we have a couple of things today in addition to be doing our lesson. Um, so to start with, let me share my screen first. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So today's lesson is already in the folder. So if you go to the lesson folder, that would be lesson number 2. Okay. If you click that, you're going to get this kind of slides. Okay. And also, so for your assignment, um, that would be the submission. It's already in this folder. Okay. So I have read at your assignment. Um, so So my comments would be, so this is what's going to happen today. So we will go through your assignment from last week, not last week, last 2 weeks, which you were asked to do um, an introduction using the things that you have learned previously. So you have learned, so this is a recap, okay? So you have learned how to use Mendeley, which is a referencing citation system and software. You have also learned how to use the Grammarly to check your grammar, to proofread your piece of work. And also you have learned how to use the Quillbot, which is a very useful paraphrasing software. Okay, so I've looked at your assignment. Some of you have done quite well, just a minor errors here and there, not too much to be worried about. But I think um, in general there are things that I can address um, in one go, because I can see that most of you have done this kind of um, errors that I think with proper understanding you can avoid it, and you can try to keep it um, well balanced and checked. Okay, so let's look at uh, yeah. So if you open your um, assignment, you can yeah. So sometimes you don't have lots of comments because I'm going to address it in a bit. So let's take this 1 hour to address all of the common things that you have done, which I think needs to be improved. Okay, right. Um, I think there is one check the assignment. Yeah, I was told that there is a new student, um, Hassan Muhammad Ali. Are you here? Is he around or is he not in? Has anybody spoken to him? No? Does anybody um, has talked to him, or you have not seen him before?
I think Maya.
Yeah. Um, if somehow you can reach him, can you let him know that we are on this Skype platform and we have this system? Okay. All right. We'll go on. Not to worry. Because everything is recorded. I'll give you the link to the videos collection. Okay, we have the video collection. If you press the record button, it's going to record for the entire class. But I've recorded as well, not using the Skype because the quality is not very good. Um, yeah, so let's look at the um, introduction. What have you done and what can be improved? Make it a bit bigger. Okay, so I can see that some of you have very elaborated introduction. Some only have like only one paragraph. Okay, one thing that you need to be clarified about is introduction. I mean, like as in the chapter of introduction for your thesis, it actually a proper piece of articles that we formally call it as introduction. Okay, not really mean that you only need to do like a one paragraph of introduction. The only thing that you do one paragraph that is called abstract. Okay, so for introduction, actually this is um, the general structure of a good introduction. So you have the introduction in the introduction, or we call this as the opening. Okay, you can open this, okay, if you want to refer to. Um, because this is in the folder that I just shared with you just now. Okay, oops, lesson folder. Okay, all right. The one from the last week is already in there. Okay, so you have your opening, which you want to very broadly introduce to your audience the topic that you have picked that you want to talk about. Okay, you start broad and narrow to the point, clear thesis, meaning that the statement of your um, of the thing that you want to talk about. Okay, then only you move to make the body of your article. Okay, and usually this comprises three paragraphs. Okay, and each of this paragraph you will have your own what we call as the topic sentence. Okay, you have um, the main topic about it. What are the keywords? Okay, so it's very helpful to list down the keywords first. Maybe about a five keyword or so, and you want to include some example, explanation, maybe some previous research or statement to support it, and kind of like a quick conclusion just about this topic sentence. Okay, and then you do the same for the coming paragraph, which talks about the second topic sentence and also the third topic sentence. Okay, and then you move to your conclusion, which is the third part of it. So this is your closing. Okay, so this is the um, your discussion is over here. Okay, okay, not the chapter of discussion of your article. Okay, now you're making the article about the introduction to the topic. Okay, for the in conclusion, you restate the thesis, leave the reader with critical question or vivid image. Okay, you want to intrigue the reader because after this is done, this introduction chapter is done, you want the reader to keep on going and never lose interest with what you want to talk about. Okay, so this is a bit on the right side here. This is the a bit more detailed of how you want to build your introduction article. Okay, so with the opening, um, you want to highlight, is your story worth talking about or otherwise? If it is, then you need to highlight it. And then you need to have your thesis statement. Okay. So you need to have the highlight about what you want to talk about and how are you going to address it. Okay, and then you need to make your the body of your paragraph, which is the topic sentence. Okay, this is one example. Okay, that's why they are using the kitchen, bathroom, and living rooms. You need to um, adopt this into your own work. Okay, this is just a one general example. Okay, so like in this example here, in the body paragraph, it talks about the topic sentence, um, which is the needs to pay close attention when looking at the potential kitchen. Okay, so the things that you look at when you want to pay attention to the kitchen is the appliances, things like cupboards, counters, and so on. And the body paragraph, um, you want to talk about the bathroom. So the things you want to talk about the bathroom, the shower, toilet, and fan. And then what paragraph 3, you talk about things in the living areas like the flooring, the blinds, window covering, and so on. Okay, right. Okay, and then you can move to your concluding paragraph, and then you make the thesis statement. Okay, based on the things that interest you above. So it says here, a careful look at the 3 most important areas of an apartment can save you from renting a place that will cause you grief in the future. So the whole idea here, for this example here, prior to signing a rental agreement, this is like, imagine that you are about to rent a property. The 3 most important areas of your property or your apartment that you need to inspect are kitchen, bathroom, and living rooms. Okay, and you talk about each of these in your body of paragraph. Okay, so you talk about it and then you can make your concluding remark. Okay, right. So let's look at a bit more detail how to write it, because regardless of the topic that you have chosen, the style of writing introduction is also similar. Okay, it has got what we call a structure. It has got a flow to it. Okay, so it starts with the general outline like this. So this is very helpful. Okay, if you find yourself in the middle of nowhere, you do not know where to go, how to start, it's very helpful to have this kind of outline. Okay, so you know that you want to talk about introduction or the opening, make your thesis statement, the body, and restatement of the thesis, and then make the conclusion. Okay, all right. So let's look at um, the general way of doing this. Okay, so in the introduction, this sets the tone and the direction of the composition you're writing up. Okay, the paragraphs start with general statement. Okay, and then captures the reader's attention. Okay, this is the whole idea of the first paragraph, the opening. You want to catch the reader's attention. Okay, and you can use some um, a sentence or two to conclude with a specific thesis statement. Okay, the thesis statement is the the main intention of why this is being written. Okay, like in this here. This is the thesis statement. What do you want to do, or what do you want to share with people? In this example is, you want people to know before renting an apartment, there are 3 things that you need to inspect, namely kitchen, bathroom, and living room. Okay, all right. So, and then you can move to the body. Okay, it can consist a number of paragraph. Okay, it doesn't have to be 3, but 3 actually, at least this is the list. Okay, you don't want to go too much because it just complicate your writing up, and people might find a hard time to follow and comprehend what are you trying to talk about. Okay, okay. Each body paragraph has its own topic center with supporting evidence or commentary. Okay, this is actually on their own rights, but somehow they are connected back to the thesis statement. Okay, so in your thesis statement, this has been briefly mentioned, but now you are talking about it individually in their own paragraph. Okay, then you go to your conclusion. Okay, um, it ends with a more generous statement. Okay, about the take-home message or the general direction of what's going to happen after this. Okay, all right. So I've put here some example here to show you how can you write your introductory paragraph, this bit here. Okay, right. So what is the thesis statement for this example? It says here, is it true that we can become frustrated trying to meet the expectation of other? Okay, so that is the thesis statement. And this is, I believe, this is the title. Okay, and then you start with the body paragraph of your writing up and the topic sentence. Okay, it start with the whole example. It talks about the tendency of us to become frustrated when we are trying to meet the expectation of others. Okay, so in the body it talks about the parents, which are perfectionists. Okay, which is true. Yeah, your parents are very important to you, and more than likely you feel obliged to make them um, become very well accepting to you, living up to their expectations, and so on. But when they are perfectionists, it can be very frustrating. Okay, because perfectionists, that's not very easy to satisfy. Okay, and for the second body paragraph, it talks about what is the topic sentence here. See this example, it always talk about the topic sentence. Okay, this one it talks about the parent, perfectionist parents, and for this example here, yeah. So um, so in this second topic sentence, they talk about early frustration. Okay, since the age of 12 years old, right? And then the third topic sentence, frustrate each other. Okay, and then move to the concluding paragraph. Okay, which says about this is the restatement of the thesis. Okay, this is the restatement of the thesis. So the thesis here originally at the beginning it says, is it true that we can become frustrated? So it restates here. But the fact right now is that I'm very frustrated with feeling I'm not meeting this expectation they have for me, right? So if you look at this, I mean, I know this is can be very unfamiliar things to do, but if you read this kind of um, flow-wise structure, you can see that there is a pattern to it. Okay, if you are doing your own, when you are doing your own work, your own writing up, if for some reason you cannot follow this kind of flow, it's going to be very difficult for you to write a more um, complex kind of writing up. Okay, so I suggest for you to revisit your um, writing up and compare what have you done and what should be optimally done, like in this example. Okay, this example, I know this is not a scientific example, but the idea is there. Okay, right. And then the second thing about your assignment, most of some of you kind of, I think, looks a bit confused about the tenses used. Okay, so introduction, we use present tense. Okay, because you are talking about the, even if you are highlighting the research from the past, the research has concluded a thing, so it has become the truth now. That's why we use the present tense. Okay, you want to talk about the general background of information, which you do in your introduction, and when you talk about the previous research, use the present tense as well, but in the perfect form. Okay, so if you have forgotten about the tenses, just to remind you, in English, there are many tenses, okay? 16 tenses altogether. So the one that you should be worrying about for the introduction is the present tense, which is this guy here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, up to this. Can you use other sentences? Yes, there is no ruling saying that you can't use other tenses, but that is a more skilled writer. If you are worried that you're not good with configuring the structure of your sentences or your paragraph, stick to the simple one first. Okay, so these are the sentences that you should be using. All forms of present tense. Okay, there's a simple present tense that talks about the general truth, um, also habitual action. Okay, so I've put a number of example for the tenses. Okay, so you have your um, different situations that you can use the present tense. Okay, this column here is for the simple present, right? Simple present, and this column here is for the present perfect. Okay, look at this one example here. When information established in the past and is still relevant and current, which you need to use very, very often in your writing up. Okay, it says here, a great deal of research has been conducted on the basic technique of nuclear transfer, but few experiments have been carried out to discover the most appropriate age of the cytoplasm. Okay, this is the kind of language that you should be using. Okay, so if you couple this correct structure of tenses and sentences, then you further use the Grammarly to check any, you know, imperfections here and there. You're going to make a very decent writing up. Okay, right. So I found this from the University of Melbourne. This is to further help you. I think we can make this bigger. Let me make it bigger. Yeah, should be on the left side. Okay, right. So it says here, um, your introduction needs to include the background information. Okay, I've said this earlier. Okay, and for that reason, you use the present tense. Genomic provides crucial information for national drug design. Okay, okay, and then you also use the present perfect tense to report the past research. Okay, so there's an example here. A great deal of research has been conducted. Okay, a number of experiments have been carried out. Okay, that kind of language. All right. Okay. And if this is unclear, actually in your lesson folder, I've put this using tenses in writing in here. Okay. Yeah, this file here. Yeah. So you can open it. Then you can have a clearer. This is from University of Melbourne. This is a good one. We have been using this for a number of years now. Okay. Right. Title. Title needs improvement. Some of you did not give any title at all. Some give um, half-baked titles. So I think we need to look at how to generate a title. Okay. So how do you create a title for your research? Okay, there is a step actually. Okay, in general, um, but regardless of the methodology that you use to create your title, it has like the fundamental components actually. So let's look at what you need to do. Actually, you write the title after you have done. You write it after you're done, but you have the title in your head all the time. Okay, so I'm talking about now how to make the title in your head all the time so that you are well guided. Okay, because along the way your experiments can change, things might not go as planned, so definitely your title going to be changing, many times throughout the course of your experiment. So your title need to be kept clear, concise, interactive. Okay, that not too long, use keywords, indicate exactly what the research about. It reflects the general tone of your research. Avoid using acronym or any heavy jargons, and also your articles, your research delivers what the title promised. Okay, so all right, don't worry about that. Okay, how to create a title? Um, let me think. I think I need to pick one example from among you. I know one of you, some of you have done the rice and oil palm, right? Let's try open this. Ah, okay. Okay, this is a good one. Okay. Um, whose assignment is this? Muhammad Akbar. Muhammad Akbar, can I use your assignment as example now?
Okay, okay, doctor.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So we will use your friend's research as example how to create a decent title. Okay. I'll make this this way. Yeah. Okay. Number one, you need to be clear about your variables. Okay. I'll move this a bit up here. Why is it so? Okay. You need to be clear about your variables. Okay. How many variables are there in scientific experiment? How many variables? You're a master student. Shouldn't you know this already? I think I need to call names, to make you wake up for a bit. Um, should I ask? Uh, Ti Han Wei, are you around? Or are you not around? Ti Han Wei?
Yes, doctor, I'm around.
All right,
Yes,
okay.
doctor, I'm around.
Do you still remember from your scientific study? How many variables are there?
Uh, and doctor, I'm not using variable. I basically I'm comparing the two standards, then how to integrate between two standards.
Um, this is not about your study yet. We'll come back to your study. We're talking about the general scientific writing. And if you write anything, even if you write for a lawyer paper, there are still variables.
Okay.
How many variables? Have you learned about variables before?
Yeah, we just done yesterday about one. No, somebody one or two like that.
Okay, okay. What are those? You still remember?
Dependent, independent. Another
Okay,
one is what?
all right. Dependent, independent.
Independent.
Okay,
Control.
what else?
Another one is control. No? Control.
Control or constant.
Manipulate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Manipulate. It's also another words for um independent variable, manipulated variable. Okay, dependent variable. Sometimes people call it responding variable. Okay, there are many names for variables. Okay, there are just sometimes synonyms, but in general we have three levels of variables. Okay, one, two, three. Okay, so the first one is the dependent variable, the things that you measure, the thing that you want to see after one thing has happened. Now this thing is the result. Okay, right. So that is the depending or the responding variable. The independent variable is the something that manipulated. You want to study about the effects of oxygen concentration in aquarium to your fish life. Okay, now the fish is your manipulated variable. Okay, you study the level of oxygen concentration. Okay, the constant is the anything in your experiment that stays the same from the beginning until the end. All right. So in this example here, in uh, this from your friend here, basal stem rot disease and its control. Okay, let's help you to create a proper title based on this. Okay, meaning that your title needs to have all of these components. Okay, all right. Okay, let's look at number one. Okay, dependent. And then actually it should start with the control. Okay, let's start with the control. What stay the same? Okay, Muhammad Akbar, what is the constant variable for your experiment? What stays the same?
Control.
Yeah, the constant variable. What stays the same throughout your experiment, or the subject of your experiment? What is it?
Uh, I think I put the lifespan, the or the yield.
Um, that is not the subject. That is something that you study for. The organism. What is it? You're studying about an organism, right? What is it?
Oh, okay. This the disease, okay. The system.
The basis stemra is on what you study. The basis stemra is the occurrences that you study. You have a crop of interest in all of your study, right? So the crop is actually your constant, your control, your what you study. This is the thing you want to study, whatever the effects are on. So for your experiment, oil palm is your control or constant variable. Okay, so it should be oil palm. Okay. What do you manipulate in your study here? Or what what are the occurrences that happen in your study? So you can see here. Are you have you just done this? Did you get this from your supervisor, or you just do this some random study?
Random study first. So I look at the article first.
All right, all right. Okay, okay, please, okay. You writing. I, I don't want to scare you, but it is safe to say 90% of ungraduated postgraduate in all university. I'm not talking just about UPM. In all university across our planet, it's because of writing up. Okay, writing it's not easy. Okay, and these are the fundamentals, the things that I'm showing you now. You need to be able to ask and answer yourself, what are the variables of your experiment? Okay, so it's okay. Let's look at your just one example of yours. Okay, so based on your articles that you have given here, so the constant variable of your experiment or your article here, this is the oil pump. Okay, the manipulated variable here, according to this, um, if I look at correctly, let me see. Hmm. So let's say that vessel stem disease occurrence. Okay, and the responding is um, method to control, for example. Yeah, okay. I might be slightly off here, but but I think this is the general idea. Okay, so you got your three variables here. Okay, your constant variables, your manipulated variable, and your responding variable. So when you are formulating your title, okay, you need to include all of this in your in the title. So your title can be something like, remember, um, your title needs to be clear, concise, and attractive. Okay, and it's not too long. It must use all the important keywords. So now it should become something like um, is method to control. I'm not sure what are the methods to control that you use here. Let's look at very quickly. Distribution. Hmm. Um, I just want to know for your study, do you need to do experiment or case study for all of you?
It depends, doctor. It depends on the supervisor for each student.
Mm, okay, all right. Okay, not to worry. So based on our example here, it will become something like this. Um, feasible um, vessel stem disease control for oil palm in Malaysia, for example. Yeah. So let's say that after you have listed down all your variables, this is the title that you have come about. So it becomes feasible vessel stem disease controls for oil palm in Malaysia. Okay, let's revisit again. Do you have your constant variable for the oil palm? Yes, you have it. Do you have your manipulated variable, the vessel stem disease? Okay, you have it. Do you have the responding variable method to control? Yes, visible control. You have it. So you have all three of these. Then on your title, nobody can say that you are wrong. Okay, it can be more fancier than this, the title, but the least that you should ensure that are present in your title are these components. Okay, all right, all right. So thank you, Mama Akbar, for lending your assignment. Right. So, and the next thing is, please use the software that you have learned from last week. Okay, I have actually um, turned on the Grammarly, and I can see that it has not been checked properly. Okay, um, maybe I can use the same assignment again. Let's see. Why is it not opening? Hmm. Uh, just use assignment. Okay. Before submission, I'll tell you one thing, okay? Your supervisor is not responsible for checking your English, okay? To proofread your writing up, okay? This is why I introduce you introduce you first with the Grammarly, with the Quillbot, with the Mendeley. Okay, do not think that it is your supervisor responsibility to proofread for you. Your supervisor is there to ensure that you have done your experiment or your research, your case study, whatever, correctly, and then you are presented it in the right way. Okay, not to check the language itself. Okay, like the example here, I can see that there are many issues here. Okay, with the spellings, with the grammar. Yeah, so don't give unchecked assignments or writing up to your supervisor. Okay, please check it. Okay, go each one here. Okay, at least you can learn from the Grammarly. Okay, like the punctuation while you are correcting all the errors that are present from paragraph to paragraph, you can learn from grammar. Okay, oh, then you know, okay, these words are actually more useful. This, okay, very important can be changed to fundamental or critical. This is how you improve your English. This is how you improve your writing up. Okay, it's a continuous process. Okay, not just to finish it off as quickly as possible. Remember that I said earlier, 90% of the failure among postgraduate students is because of the writing, not because of the experiment. I personally, I have not met any student that was too lazy to do experiment or to find materials. Everybody went to the farms doing experiment, go to the lab and so on. But when it comes to writing, it's such a big drag. Not just you, okay? Even lecturers have that issues, okay? I can do the writing, but sometimes my time is very limiting. So I cannot sit in front of the computer. And plus, this is not our language. Okay, this is not our first mother tongue. Okay, it can be quite tricky to do it, but that's why you need to do it bit by bit. Don't stop it at all and do it all at once. Okay, it's gonna tire you up, right? Okay, so please check using the Grammarly. Okay, oh sorry, open it. Right?
Doctor,
Yeah.
I have a question. If the cited sentence, we need to revise the grammar as well.
Cited sentence. Like what?
Like we cite from the articles. Um,
When you cite from the articles, you are not copying the sentences. No, don't do that. You need to paraphrase it. That's why I introduce you with the use of Quillbot. If you are not able to paraphrase it, okay. So let's say that let's take one example here. Let's take one example. Oh, oops, no, I don't want that. No, why is it? Yeah, this example here. So you're talking about the sentences that you get from your sources, something like this, whether it has,
Yeah, correct.
okay,
And then we put the author
yeah,
the
for example, like this is
author. Yeah.
Wikipedia, right? For example, yeah, don't do it like this. You cannot get this entirely from Wikipedia. This needs to be changed using your own paraphrasing skill, or if you cannot do it, you need to use the Quillbot. Okay, so this actually is not accepted. Okay, this is no. What you need to do is look at the sentence. Rice is the seed of the grass species, or as a sativa or less commonly lost. Okay, so it can be paraphrased into something like one moment. Keyboard is acting up. Okay. So this can become something like rice is the seed of the grass species or as rice. Yes, something like this. So this is the original. Okay, so that's the original. You need to paraphrase it into something like this. So this is the one that you use. Okay, not the top one. The top one has not been edited. Okay, I know it is not easy to do the paraphrase. I can do the paraphrasing quite straightforward because, well, I do this every day, so it's a bit easier for me. Okay, but do that as long as you do not change the meaning. Okay, the meaning is still there. Compare the first sentence and the second sentence. Is it different or is it the same?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, they're the same, right? All right. So it doesn't change the meaning, but the audience still get it, and you are not plagiarizing. The whole idea is for you not to plagiarize. Okay, so you do it, nobody can say that you're wrong. All right.
Doctor,
Okay.
doctor, sorry to
Yeah, yeah.
interrupt.
Yes.
Okay, for example, I refer to one journal,
Mm,
and then inside that journal, dia refer to different author lah kat situ.
mm,
But bila kita ambil that journal, kita nak tulis dalam kita punya penulisan,
mm.
so kita akan ambil that author punya name kan. It's not yang dia refer earlier one. Doktor faham ke?
Yeah, yeah,
Boleh
yeah.
saya terangkan?
Yeah, I got it. If if
Hmm.
you if you know that the articles that you are referring to is actually quoting somebody else, go to the original article. Do not quote the paper that you are reading. If it is clear, it is
Okay.
already said there. If nothing is said there, there is a chance that actually the thoughts or contribution of the author of the article. So no need to find the, you need to do some kind of investigation to be the detective. Just use the original article that you're referring to. That is okay.
Betul. How do we want to find the original article based on dia punya simple citation in a text citation?
Um, if they
If
mention
there's no
if
bibliography detail,
if they mention it within the paragraph,
yeah.
that means they want you to know this is not something from them. It usually mentioned. you can look something like this. Methods. Talking about a rice, right? Let's open the rice. Let's open about the chili photosynthesis. Yep. Okay. If you're looking at the article like Wikipedia, you can notice that there is a sign like this. This clearly say that this has been quoted for somebody else. So what you need to do is don't use Wikipedia for this as the reference, like here. No, don't use Wikipedia like here. This is wrong. If it's clear that Wikipedia has quoted it somewhere else, go to the original article. Just click it, then you can follow it. Right? Yeah. For the article, scientific article like this. Yeah. It's the same thing. Look at here.
Betul, that is an article, dia tak ada link macam tu lah. So macam mana ya?
What do you mean doesn't have the link? This is the link. You click it.
No, the one I referring to, dia tak ada that kind of links. Dia cuma ada text citation kat situ. Ke I tak termiss
If this is interactive viewer by the nature, if it's not interactive, you need to go to the references and make the reference. For example, like maybe in the way I think this one is not interactive. Let's open this. Oh no, this is interactive. Some journals they do not have that interactive thing. Let's see. It's not peer reviewed. No, that's not okay. This one. Yeah. For example, like this one. It says here, the Vivian et al.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, you need to go to the references at the end. Yeah. Yeah. So you need to find.
Ada cara kita boleh cari artikel tu. Maksudnya kena go to the reference lah.
Yeah. If you cannot find the reference if you are using the paper, if they have got the interactive like this, then it's easier. Okay. Like the nature here. If you click the references here, then you got all the list. All right. Okay.
Alright, okay.
Cool. Let's move it. Okay. Okay, so we've done with the Grammarly and okay, I think that's all for the general comment. Okay. What's the time now? So it's almost 10, yeah. As planned, we want to do this for 1 hour. So why not you guys go back to your assignment and look at your assignment and compare with what you have learned today, and then maybe any specific thing that I have made comments in your articles. Okay, try to revise what do you think can be improved. So I give you 10 minutes to go through this. When you're done, you can ask me if unclear the things that you need to improve now. Okay, so I'll come back to you at around almost 10, right?
Okay.
Okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just here. This is your opportunity to ask me, okay?
Doctor,
Yeah.
one question, Doctor. Apa ni,
Mm-hmm.
if we want to cite any statement from the article,
Yeah.
is it the statement should be in specific or general statement also we can cite?
It depends. Which paragraph are you making? Are you making uh, the the opening, or are you making the body, or are you making the concluding paragraph? Depends on what paragraph are you talking about. If you are making the opening paragraph, that has to be very broad. Okay, you're talking about super big. But if you're starting making the body, that has to be specific to the one topic of that paragraph that you're talking about. Okay, and then for the concluding, it can be like to some degree general again. Right, to conclude whatever that has been discussed earlier. Okay, so it depends. So which paragraph are you talking about?
No, I mean like uh, like uh, uh, like an example like rice is a essential food for Malaysia, so we can cite that kind of statement.
It depends on the paragraph. If you are talking about the body paragraph, that's already too broad. Yeah, like I said, that sounds, you know yourself, that sounds general, too general, or maybe too broad. If it's too broad, definitely it shouldn't be in your body. Probably it's more appropriate to be in the opening. Okay. However, if you think that that is not broad, that is actually your specific point, then you can use it in the body paragraph at the beginning. It's not a problem. Nobody can say that you're wrong.
Okay, doctor, understand.
All right. Okay. Oh yeah. What about the other new student, Hassan Muhammad Ali? Has he joined in? Oh, if he has not joined in, I'm afraid that is going to be left behind for quite significantly.
Doktor,
Yes.
Nazib here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, apa tu, under Grammarly, dia ada issue all bags issue and premium issue. So the one highlighted under premium issue, I cannot detect because dia kena buat payment, is it?
Oh yeah,
Kena
that
upgrade.
yeah. Um, if you have the premium account, then you will have access to everything. Like my account, that's I think that's premium, so that's why
Oh,
I can.
how much to have the premium?
You need to check. Sometimes they give discounts for academic and students. I have been having this for a few years now.
So dia macam sekali buat terus for life using atau
Yeah,
macam mana, doktor?
yeah. And
Oh,
I'll show you
okay.
one more way to do it. I think Microsoft Word.
Alright.
Which one is yours? Microsoft Word has its
Because
own
dia
built-in
because he
editor.
really have to.
Yeah. It depends on you. I just give you the options, okay? And if you want to, because some people do not need a lot of help with grammar, so they don't
Yeah.
need to use it. Okay. If you think it's worth to have it, then go ahead. Let me open it. Okay, let's open this. It's in opening. Okay, so this is your word, right? Let me
Yeah.
see. Okay, it's lagging somehow. Is it? Close this. Can't open it properly. What seems to be the problem? Yeah, it doesn't want to open your assignment. You that first. Okay, that's been fair. Okay, let's reopen that. All right. I do not know why it doesn't want to open your assignment. Keeps on closing on its own. Maybe I can open other people's assignment. Let's open Muhammad Akbar again. Okay, my computer seems not to have problem earlier with his assignment.
Because I opened it also.
No, that's not it. See, I
Oh.
can open Muhammad Akbar quite easily. I don't know why. Oh yeah. Now I can open both of you. All right. So, if you don't want to use Grammarly, another option that you can use is to use the built-in function inside the word, like here, the editor here. You can check for the spelling as well and the grammar. So if you turn on the editor, yeah, this is for the rest of you of the class as well. Okay, if you check for the editor, it will be under the home tab.
Home tab.
Yeah, and then you're going to find this editor here. See here. So if you turn this on, you're going to get all of these.
Betul, saya tak ada lah. Macam mana?
Oh,
Ada.
I think you need to customize your ribbon, or yeah, customize your ribbon, and then you need to turn it on. Because I have turned it on. You see, I got editor here.
Under view, customize the ribbon. Certain word version baru ada.
Probably my word is Office 365, so I think that's quite comprehensive. I think.
I don't think I have inside the menu.
Okay.
Inside the tab. It's
At
okay,
least
doctor.
at least you can still use the Grammarly free version. Free version, I think that's good enough. Right?
Okay. Doktor teruskan nanti yang editor tadi, doktor. Mana tahu nanti saya boleh upgrade my word.
The editor.
Yeah. Can you explain further?
Oh, this editor. So if you turn it on, you can get all this scoring, and if but it's not very user friendly like Grammarly, but you can still use to check. So it will check one by one what seems to be the issue. Yeah. But you need to press it one by one. Yeah. And then the grammar, you click the grammar here. So it will detect that, okay, this will look kind of not right. So if you go next, yeah. However,
so suggestion for correction dia tak bagi tahu
not really. No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think you can still use the free Grammarly to check basic grammar and spelling, that kind of stuff, to do the proofreading.
Okay, one more thing, doctor. Kalau scientific name, is it the Grammarly? Dia ada some comment dia lah yang kata dia kata unknown word ke statement ke cannot, dia macam tak tahu ke macam tu. So
You need to add to Grammarly, add to the dictionary so that Grammarly know this, because scientific name is not English, that is Latin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how to add inside the dictionary in
So
Grammarly?
if you open Grammarly, and then it will start to do the checking, and then it will start detecting, for example, like the weird spelling words, like let's see.
Okay, can you open mine? There is a scientific name there.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, so if I open the Grammarly here, it keeps closing your file. You see, I just open it, then it closed on its own. You know why it doesn't allow me to open it? Try again. You see, it closes down on its own. I have not done anything.
Is it because the way I'm uploaded?
I don't know. This has not happened before. I mean, like this cloud storage is meant for multiple editing.
Hmm.
It keeps on closing.
Hmm.
So that's But anyway, I think maybe we can use other people's assignment, because I do not have problem with other people's assignment. I think. I do think so.
Doctor, I have a question, Doctor.
Yeah.
Is that Grammarly is quite suitable for Microsoft 2017?
Yeah, it should work. Why?
Because last time I just clicked the Grammarly, just nothing happened. That's why I thought it's the quite maybe you have a
Nothing
problem error.
happened. How do you mean nothing happened?
Because I see when you click the Grammarly, it come out like the right side table right,
Mm-hmm.
but I click from my laptop, but I can't see any comment of a Grammarly correction. I need to make a correction. So
Maybe you need to update for a bit your Word. If you go to the file here, you go to the
okay,
file, and then you go to account,
okay.
then you go to Office updates here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Try to update
See that.
that and close, restart your Word, and see what happens.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, the other one. Okay, I think I managed to open your file. To add the new word to Grammarly, that is what? A gigantica. Yeah. So to add that, so that Grammarly know this is actually a word. Oh my god. Javanica, for example, this one.
Yeah, that appear that one. So how
So this,
add to the
yeah, add to this, add to dictionary. You can see that.
okay, okay.
So when you
I
add
already do
this,
that.
yeah, it will stop. You know, a red underline.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you add it this way, and then you have logged in using your account, it's going to remember regardless of the platform that you're going to use your Grammarly in the future, whether you use the Grammarly in your browser, in your Microsoft Word, it's going to remember because this is your account. So Grammarly knows now these words are true for you. Okay, so
All
just
right.
keep setting them. You only have to do it one time.
Mm.
All right. Okay. All right. It's 10, 10, 10, 11 now. How about other people? Are you okay? No questions?
Doctor,
Yes.
hello, Kimberly here. Okay, Doctor, I just want to ask one thing about my project, because I'm doing a project on rice.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask your opinion about the terms for padi sawah. Is the correct term is like is it rice field padi sawah? Because I cannot find the
And
proper terms.
most of the
Rice.
time, when you are conducting rice research, use the word rice. Very seldom you need to use the word paddy. The only places you use the word paddy is like the paddy field, and also when you want to specifically quantify the paddy production, as in the seeds of the paddy. For example, like the raw paddy weight. That's all. Very, very few places. Otherwise, use rice. Like for example here, the first sentence here, you wrote, Malaysians rely on paddy as their main source of food. This is wrong. Who in this country eat paddy? Paddy is unprocessed. That is incorrect. Okay, because paddy it's not processed. This is the seeds actually. The raw seeds containing all the husk, all the structure, the lemma, the glume of the spikelet. So this is actually more into the botanical description, not so much on the agronomy part of it. Okay.
Okay, so if I want work for padi sawah, so I will change my title to rice field. Is it?
I don't know.
Because I want
What exactly is your study? It depends. If you're talking about the field, you can use the word paddy, because paddy field, that is the correct term. If you want to use what paddy sawah, what's your study about?
to study the insect pest management. I mean, currently, like latest, what is the latest insect pest management for padi sawah?
Then use the word terminologies rice field.
Okay, so I will change to rice field.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
thank you,
right.
doctor.
Okay.
Doctor, sorry, I just want to interrupt about
Yeah.
the issue of paddy and rice.
Yeah.
Because most of the journal, when I reading the journal, some of journals say about the rice and some journals say about the paddy. That's why I have some confused about the some paddy industry, some of the journals say rice industry. That's why a bit confused
It depends
in
on
the
the
term of rice and
context.
paddy.
It depends on the context. If you are talking about food, because agricultural produce use rice, mainly rice. Paddy referring to the unprocessed rice, or the botanical description, like the paddy field, or raw paddy weight, or the spikelet of paddy.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the context. Okay, but
doctor,
yeah,
sorry, for me, because since I'm talking, since I'm studying like on the field, I still think that paddy is still the correct term. Is it? Because I'm talking about the because when they put the pesticide, they put it on the paddy. Is it? They don't put it on the rice
no,
because it still
paddy is the botanical structure of the spikelet. It's not the
oh
plant.
okay.
You are applying your treatment on the plant, which is the rice plant. That's why for your study, I advise to use rice. You are using the treatment on the rice plant, not the paddy. Paddy is the product, the raw products.
Okay, I mean the paddy is referred to the product. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it depends. It depends on the context. Okay. Yeah. If you use it incorrectly, people will understand wrongly as well. So your message doesn't arrive as what you intend to your audience. Okay.
Doctor,
Yeah.
Nazib here.
Yeah.
Before we proceed further, can we review again the using of mentally? because I quite confused how to use the Mendeley application.
Okay. What don't you
Okay. So
understand?
now, what actually apa yang saya tahu lah. Sekarang ni macam mana nak add the document and then how to do the bibliography based on the text.
Mm.
So lain daripada tu, ada apa-apa function lain ke yang we can utilize from the Mendeley?
Oh, I can see that some of you just copy and paste without checking it's correct or not. Like for example here, when you need to, like here, this is a complete take on of as the way it is from the browser. You can see that it's
Okay.
completely capital. So you need to correct this.
Oh.
Have a go. Like all of this I got from using the web importer, installed on the browser. You can see that for this one, it hasn't got the publish in. So you need to put in the journal manually. Yeah. Make sure that this column is not empty, the title column is not empty, the year is not empty, publishing is not empty, edit in, that's usually not empty. Yeah. One thing. And then if it's from the journal, it should be the journal article. If it's from the web page, it should be from the web page, because some of you quoting from various URL links. So it should be the web page, not the journal. Some of you, it's a journal, but you change it to web page, which is incorrect. So yeah, check, make sure that everything has filled in. Then the type, check that the type are correct before you select all and copy put into your reference list.
Doktor, sorry again. Dia kata the type mesti web page, maksud doktor?
Um, if it's article from web page, it has to be changed to a web page. If it's a journal, it has to be a journal. Check it.
Oh, bukan dia auto ke doktor? When we click it?
Mendeley is just a software helping you to organize your references. It is not a software to check that your referencing is correct. Get it right. This is not your checker. This is your organizer. Okay, just a piece of software to help you get organized. So you need to check.
Doktor,
Yeah.
one more thing. Macam mana kita nak tukar the type of style of citation tu, because I cuba tukar macam doktor punya plan fisiologi, it not appear in the list. How to adapt?
You need to go to tools.
Yeah.
Go to view. Under view, go to citation style.
And stuff.
Yeah, and then select from whatever that you have here. If it doesn't have here, you need to go
Okay.
to more style.
Okay.
You need to go to more style, and then you'll find whatever you want. Let's say that you want plant physiology, and you use plant physiology, and then you need to install it. Let's say that I want this. You need to use this. You need to tell the Mendeley to use it. Okay. If there is a
I
new,
tried mine, but the field the search not searching the thing. Dia macam dia tak keluar for the one I search.
if you search
I
under which one, you need to search under this. Get more style. You need to make it appear first.
Okay, I try.
You see, under get more style, there's so many under physiology, like what I'm doing now.
Get most oh, install.
Yeah, you need to install it. Sometimes you need to download it.
Down,
Yeah. What
down.
style that you need to use, I think you better check with your supervisor, because sometimes your field has its own style, or your thesis has its own style. I think UPM grad school, they use APA something, the style, this American Psychological Association. Yeah, right. So do correct that before you copy this and transfer to your reference list. Like for example, this one here, the one that I highlight here. This actually is incorrect because it's not published in this URL link. No, this is incorrect. Actually, this was published in a journal, so I need to correct this. The name of the journal is not a link. The name of the journal, you need to correct this by going back to the original link. What is about? So correct this. Okay, sometimes you need to correct the name of the authors. They are all in capital letters and so on. Okay, use Mendeley to organize your referencing, and you only have to do it once because it's going to remember. And in the future, if you have to do or to use the same reference again, you don't have to correct it because you have corrected it once. Okay, and also you are contributing to the society, right? Okay, all right. Okay, I think we can move to the second section now. Just minimize this section.
Doctor,
Yeah.
before that, please can you I didn't understand the notes in my assignment. Like there are some notes about reference.
Okay, what about it?
I didn't understand you. You wrote here that something about the web page or the
Yeah,
URL.
yeah, correct it. I just said it just now. Using the Mendeley. If it's
No, because it's not. I took it from a web page, so it's not a journal.
if it's a web page, then that's fine. Okay, because it looks like journal to me. If it's not, then that's fine. Look,
Okay.
if you think you're right, then you're right. Okay, don't 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 wait to double check or to correct it until you have come to the end. Because if your examiner found out something like this, they're going to get very angry, because referencing shouldn't be at all wrong. Because this is master, okay, you are not FYP first degree, so people are a bit critical. Okay. All right, that's okay. Let's move to this. Why is it that's a bit out? Okay, so we have looked at how to do the introduction. Now we need to look at how to do the methods. Okay, pretty much the way of writing up is the same, but just a few more components that are different. Okay, so what about the tenses that you need to use to write the materials and method? This section is important if you do your own project, your own research. If you only do your case study, I'm not sure about that. Maybe you still need to tell people how did you do your all your the finding out. How did you discover about the topic and all of the contents and also the evidences? All right. So the tenses that we use here is mainly past tense. Okay. All right. Both simple, not both. All sort of past tenses. Okay. There's a simple past tense. Okay. To state action that started in the past. So I put some description here. Okay. For example, the simple past tense in the method here. Samples were centrifuged, then strained. Two subjects had a 1 to 2 log increase in skin test sensitivity to peanuts, something like that. You can also use the past perfect, okay? Something that clearly happened before another past event. The war had already ended when the troops arrived, something like that. You can also use another kind of past tense, which is the past continuous tense. Okay, awareness of climate change was increasing when the Paris Climate Summit was held. Okay, in all of this, most of the time, please use the passive voice. Okay, I hope you still remember different kind of speech, that kind of stuff. So you have your active voice, you have your passive voice. For materials and methods section, please use past tense in the form of passive voice. Okay, things like this. Results were analyzed using the two sample t-test. The president had been impeached. Okay, right. Okay. So these are the common steps when you are about to do your methodology. So you help the readers to understand your study and helping others to replicate. Yeah, this is the whole idea. Why you need to report your methodology as good as possible, because a good science means when you have reported your research, whoever in the future or in different locations or in different time, wherever, they can replicate your experiment the way you did it, even without you advising verbally. Just by reading it, somebody in Alaska, for example, can replicate your experiment or your finding, right? So the whole idea is to make your project reproducible. Okay, this is very important in science. Okay? That's how people check whether something is actually the truth or just happened only by chance. Right. And that's step two. Constantly provide enough information for full replication. Okay. So you need to be transparent. Okay. You need to tell people if you use fertilizer, okay, what's the formulation? Maybe you bought it from what company? Okay, be transparent so that people know exactly how to replicate your experiment using the exact material. Okay, exact materials. Okay, and while you are doing it, imagine that you yourself replicating the study years in the future. Okay, let's say that I like to put it this way. Let's say that you have experienced a condition that makes you forget everything. For example, you are have amnesia. So amnesia is the condition when you are very forgetful. Okay, you have forgotten so many things, but you still can read. So if you have written a very good materials and method, even when you are having amnesia, you can still replicate your experiment without a problem. Okay. Number four, consider a visual aid. Okay. So this is optional, but it's very helpful to have it. So it can be in the form of flowchart. It can be like a cartoon diagram. Cartoon diagram. Okay. It can be in the form of uh, actual snapshot and so on, right? Yeah, and finally, it must be ethical. Your methodology needs to be ethical. Okay, wherever you do, you must pay attention to the environment. Okay, things like sustainability. Okay, safety, right? It must be legal. Okay, you don't want to do anything illegal while you are conducting experiment, things like this. Okay, and then here's some example for the material methods. So for um, to start with, you describe first the things like the things that you use and the suppliers and the location given. Usually this is how we start the material method for the scientific experiment. Look at the example here. Culture media were obtained from life technologies. Petersburg, MD. Ocadic acid was purchased from Alexis Company. Antibodies to MEK12 and phosphorylated MAPK were purchased from New England Biolabs. So this is very clear. The substance, this is the substance or the material, this is the material, and this is the source. Okay, right. So how can you make better here? Maybe you can mention the location of the experiment. Maybe the time as well. I don't know. Maybe you did your experiment during the summer 2020, something like that. Look at the way it was written. Culture media were obtained. Were obtained. So this is past tense, and also it's in the passive voice. Okay, all right. So then you can move to the specific technique that you use. So for example, in this example here, it did the induction of cell death. So what happened was cell death was induced as described previously. Okay, previously meaning that you are actually referring to the previous experiment from somebody else. Okay, so when you do it this way, meaning that you have done exactly as what they did, but you are not making any modification, this is um, allowed to do. So you are saving a lot of time, and people can be like, okay, this guy uh, replicating the technique from somebody else's work. Okay. But you still need to tell people in essence briefly what happened. So in here it says briefly cell death was induced by adding acadic acid. Okay, how much? Okay, how much? Volume. After washing, slice culture in serum-free medium. Okay, and then maybe you also use some kind of special equipment. Okay, for example, like here, it uses the light and electron microscopy. It's a culture will fix into 0.5% glutarate. Okay, so whoever in other places, when they use the same technique, the light and electron microscopy, they can reproduce the experiment. Okay, this is very important. 2.5% of glutaraldehyde, 1% of osmium tetroxide, zero point 0.1 molar phosphate buffer. Okay, right. So anybody can replicate this, and that is the whole idea. Okay, but even though this is just example, I am a microscopist, so this is actually the real recipe. Okay, all right. I think if somebody replicate using this recipe, specific recipe here, they're going to get a very good result for the imaging, right? Okay, and finally, how do you analyze your result? Okay, and usually this it involves statistics, so you need to mention the statistical the test that you use, the test that you use, and also include your experimental design. Yeah. I don't know. You have learned a lot, right? You have learned experimental. It can be what CRD, it can be RCBD, it can be what Latin square, and so on. Okay. So mention the statistical test to parameter provided. All right. Okay. Yeah. So this p value here, this is also important. Yeah. So significance value. Right. Okay. So since you have been introduced with this, so what you need to do now is you need to give me some kind of materials and methods based on your study. I do not know whether you have done experiment or not. If you have not done experiment, um I do not know who in this group are not doing experiment like at all. Can I know anybody?
See, doctor, I'm doing like a questionnaire.
Okay, that actually
So
a method. What exactly you do with your
so am
questionnaire?
I, doctor.
Yeah, 1 second. Questionnaire first. What exactly you do?
Mm, I'm doing study to get to know the pest management that be implemented by the farmer. I mean, I want
Okay,
to get to know.
okay.
Yes. So
Uh,
I'm distributing the question A
how do you analyze your questionnaire?
using the like statistic.
Okay. So you still have your materials and methods.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So in your
but not experiment. That's not considered like experiment, is it?
um, it's called enumerating, a type of experiment. No, you don't do the experiment. You are collecting, but it's still a form of experiment which have been done not during your time. It's just you are uh, you are trying to know what people are thinking. Okay, it is not experiment, but it is still part of experimental process. Okay, so you need to tell me uh, how it's done. Okay, all the materials, what is done. Maybe you want to include the story flow, the flow chart, and what kind of statistical tests you want to use, or maybe you have some kind of samples of the question that you want to ask. Yeah, because I've seen this kind of example before with the economic students from faculty of economy that you.
Yes, yes. But I do have the. I mean, I do have the question A. I
Yeah,
do have
yeah,
the
so
form.
that is something that you can include. Yeah, because that is your tools. You are not using microscope, you are not using any equipment, but questionnaire, that is your tool, and that can be very powerful as well. All right. Okay, what about others? So other people, you are doing experiment.
Doctor, only 3 students are final, or only 3 have the project.
um who are they? I need you to interact with me because your class is not big. Okay, um you need to tell me what is it so that I can, because this is your assignment. Okay, and your assignment got marks. If you want the marks, you need to do the assignment. If you're not clear, how are you going to do your assignment?
Doctor,
Yeah.
maybe I mean, you don't get to know us again because some of them they are new students, so they don't get any idea what is the project all about. I don't think they are. I mean, I don't think they have the they know the details of the project because only 3 of us will be now in this final semester who doing our final project.
Okay, so you
And then
are
the
using
project is not, I mean,
you are doing proposal, the rest of you.
it's like mini project. Like it's the even the coordinator said it's not like a thesis, like it's not like proper thesis, like mini project. Like so we also don't know how to classify it.
Mm-mm. Okay, okay. Okay, for those who just started, you still need to do your proposal. Okay, so you need to propose what kind of, well, you have you ask your supervisor what is going to be your project about. Propose the materials and
Even the
methods.
supervisor, we decide it. This even for the supervisor selection, we decide it like on our final semester. That's the that's the problem with this course, because we thought it's for me at first I thought it's like a coursework. We don't need to do like a project, but in the end we still need to do like a mini thesis. Not it's different from like what the master student like what if they decide to do the research, they need to prepare it earlier. Is it? For us, we actually need to prepare it like on our final semester. So that's why.
Okay. So how am I going to help you? I mean, like I'm here to help with your writing up. I do not know what you
Yeah,
know.
that's a bit confusing. I understand you, doctor, because you thought that all of us have our like proper project, is it? We have our supervisor, something like that.
Okay.
But we actually not do. We don't have like a proper thesis, something like that.
Okay. All right. Okay. In that case, um if you have not received anything, you haven't got your supervisor, you haven't got.
But for the three of us, yes, we already have our I mean we have our supervisor already for the three students. Me, Mr. T, and Sumaya. But the rest, I don't think they have idea. That's why when doctor asking, they I mean I don't think they can respond better, because I don't think they have idea.
What
They don't
my
they don't
concern is
involve.
why are you answering? Why not they answering? You are a master student. You are adults. I think most of you are even older than me. Why not?
Hi, Doctor. Hi,
Yes.
Dr. Nazik here.
Yes.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, because I want to I want to answer, but let the senior answer first, because to explain the thing, because for me we have no problem to carry out to come up with a proposal. So even though we are not in the final semester, we are okay to do a proposal based on what we are learning in your course. So it's okay for us to do, tapi macam like mentioned by the Angeli, we are not equipped with the supervisor and the proper guidance from whatever department. That's why we only depend on you and your course to come up with the proper with the proposal. So I think it's okay for me, untuk saya lah. Macam Syafiq also in the first semester, we also kita pernah diajar masa FYP dulu, tapi macam like you say, FYP and master level is a bit different. That's why I need you to assist us to come out with a proper proposal. So moral of the story here, we okay to do the proposal.
How do you choose your supervisor? What is the
Now,
process?
because so the process is because now we are under Dr. Sumaya, Dr. Sumaya, I think.
Coordinator.
Coordinator.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she will coordinate the thing with the selection for the selection for the supervisor and so on. Tapi because we are in semester 1, so we are not able to arrange to have that because the flow the flow set up only for the final semester student to have can get can reach the supervisor for their final project.
For your guys' information, actually, what I'm trying to say just now, they don't expose us earlier. So that for us, they ask us to choose the supervisor like during our final semester. So that's a bit
Untuk
harsh.
saya rasa beruntung, doktor, because in the semester 1 already learn how
Yes.
So that's
That,
why
that
I
good.
appreciate this course is apa tu I enter this course at the first semester really
Yes.
helpful for throughout the journey.
Correct. Nasib is correct because they are very lucky because they joined this class during their first semester, not like
Yeah.
us.
Why do you join late? Why are you not in your first semester? You didn't take this in your first semester?
No, during the first semester that we joined, we already have our like the coordinator only ask we to register based on the course that they they give us the list of the course. We cannot choose. Yes, because we don't have they don't have much students, so we need to register best what course offered during that semester.
Yeah.
How long is your master? This program?
2 years.
2 years.
Four semester.
Okay. I think I think I can understand what's going on. Because you can have your comment and suggestion to the course program coordinator. Okay. I think it's a bit dangerous not to have supervisor from the beginning.
Yes.
Okay. That's very dangerous because having supervisor from the beginning is not going to be helpful, but it's going to be very how do we say um, useful and optimum things to have because you don't have a lot of time, okay, to do things like proper research students. When you have supervisor, at least the supervisor can pinpoint what need to be focused on, what need to be worried about, so that each one of you has a clear um, journey. How is it going to be like? Maybe
Yes, agree,
yeah.
doctor.
So maybe those who just joined in your first semester, maybe this is something that you can request from the coordinator. I mean, like, why not have it? I have many FYP students. They even have supervisor even before the FYP starts. Why can't you? And that this is degree, first degree students, right? If that can be done earlier, why not for your level? Yeah, yeah, having supervisor from the beginning is very crucial, not only for your writing up but for the development of your skills and your understanding about your course. Imagine you get your supervisor towards the end, you have already lost 1 year not thinking about your project properly, because your project, I don't know what it's going to be. This is research, okay. Whether you do it or not, you getting somebody else to do it. If you look at it like a short period of time, you are not going to have enough time to look from different perspective, okay. The level of appreciation is not high, and eventually you are in a rush to finish everything, okay. So maybe this is something you can tell your program coordinator, can you have supervisor like now this semester so that all of you are guided? It's yeah, have it, yeah. I'm not, because you can't be my students, all of you, right, because my study is not of your interest, okay. If you are all my student, then that's easy. For example, let's say that all 7 of you are my student, then that's easy. Okay, you do this, you do this, you do that, and then we continue until the end. Then that's easy. But they have not created such a system, okay. But not to worry, not to worry. Uh, so for those who just joined, um, Okay, for the final semester student, how do you get your project? Your supervisor decide for you, or is it something that you decide?
Something that we decide.
Oh, all right. So then that's good. For the new semester student, why don't you decide from now? Yeah, why don't you decide from now? Um, yeah, I think I think we have uh time until 12 today. So okay, let's do it this way because I want it to be very optimum for you. Okay, all right. So for the final semester final year student, um please do the correction for your introduction, and then you can submit later. I'll have a look. Okay, and then work on your writing up methodology. Okay, tell me what have you done. Tell me what tools you used, what materials you used, if any, and how do you intend to analyze all the results, all the records, all the observations that you have got. Okay, for three of you. Okay, because you are towards the end of your study, right? Okay, this is how it's going to be now. I need to separate you into two groups now. The
Okay.
old group and the new group. Okay, so for the old
Yeah.
groups, you can continue with that. Okay, right? Is that clear? The three of you, can you do that?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. For the new students, um, let's see. Okay, I'll give you about 10 minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes until eleven
Right.
5 minutes. Think think of something that you want to do, and then let's have a quick session with me, each one of you. Let's see whether is it feasible or not to do it, and I'll try to correct you along the way. And then if you're happy with it, continue that with your project, and once you see your supervisor, propose that to your supervisor. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Can that?
Okay. All right. I'll be around. Take your
Don't
time.
you want me you want us to prepare the work frame for the
No, no,
ID
no. Just
or how?
just a simple one. Just a verbal conversation like this. Okay.
Okay, all right.
So take 10-15 minutes to brainstorm quickly. What do you want to study
Yeah.
about? And then
Okay.
tell me in a bit.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be around. Okay. So you can ask me whenever you need, whatever you need. Oh, there is a chat coming. I just saw it.
Doctor,
Yeah, yeah.
doctor, as for my introduction, you don't left many comment. You just comment on the rice and the
The
paddy. That's all.
your comments need to be
Oh,
combined with whatever that we have here. Yeah, because you are not the only one having these issues. Other people having these issues as well. So work on the structure of your study. Have this layout, the outline, and then get the tenses correct. Okay, and work on your title as well, and check with Grammarly. Then you're good to go.
okay. Okay.
Okay, the chat here, MPM courses like that, all course and subject is designed in 4 semester cycle. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you need to give feedback to the program coordinator. Okay, for this is for your own sake. These people sometimes they have, maybe they took over somebody else's job, so they themselves do not know um the the important thing, the vital things for the student. So you, since you know yourself better, why not suggest to them, have the supervisor early. It doesn't hurt. If anything, it's going to be beneficial. Yeah. Just imagine how useful it's going to be when you can interact with your supervisor for 4 semesters rather than knowing your supervisor for like towards the end. Yeah. So give the feedback to the program coordinator.
I don't have.
Yeah.
Has it here?
Hmm.
I'm ready for the session.
Okay. All right. Do you want to show anything, or you just want to have verbal?
I,
Up to you.
I will do verbal explanation.
Okay.
Okay, so the idea is because I'm now working at Sandabi Plantation as estate manager,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm thinking of to do the experimental on the impact of mechanization of on cost and workers productivity. So the how the implementation of mechanization impact to the cost and workers productivity in estate oil palm plantation.
Mm.
That's the idea is
Say again. So you want to study what upon the workers?
impact of mechanization
Okay.
on cost and workers productivity.
Cost.
Uh, Cost production and workers productivity.
Oh,
Impact of mechanization
cost.
on
USD.
cost. Uh,
Okay.
COSTS
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
and workers productivity.
Okay. All right. Um. Again, we'll come back to the variables. I like to use this technique because it helps you to have a clearer picture. So the constant thing is you're studying about the oil pump. Samdavi, right?
Yeah,
Oil
yeah,
pump. So the things that you are studying, the effects are the mechanization.
yeah.
Okay, what kind of mechanization?
Okay, currently, mechanization on infill harvesting collection. So there is a system now we are implementing in the Sandabi.
Mm-hmm.
So which is we call as SD2, SD3, and SD1. So every system is different by each other because and also implementation will be different based on locality and topography of the area. So because of that situation, there is a variable of cost of production and workers productivity in certain estate. So because of we have an issue in adequate shortage of labor, so they Sandabi go aggressively to expand further the mechanization in as old palm plantation.
Mm. So
So
this
now
technique
the variable.
can you elaborate for a bit? So the mechanization in collecting oil pump, is that what it
FF,
is?
yeah, FFB in collecting
Fresh fruit
fresh
bunch.
fruit.
Okay.
Yes, fresh
Okay.
fruit bunch in the estate lah.
Mm.
Okay, so the variable here, kalau kita cakap dependent variable is we want to see if the cost and the productivity. That is a dependent variable, and
Mm.
independent is the system of mechanization or
Mm.
system or mechanization that we implemented.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Oh yeah, yeah. That sounds okay. So your
Yeah.
constant variable is clear. The
Mm.
manipulation there is clear, which is the mechanization. Is there any levels of mechanization? Is it like half mechanization or full mechanization? Yeah. The
Because
manipulative variables need to have levels.
uh, because the now kita nak manipulate the system, we have the few system,
Mm.
tapi because for this case for this area yang I propose,
Mm.
they have two harvesting system we call as SD1 and SD3, which is SD1 is the manual system where
Mm.
we want to compare manual system with the semi mechanized system.
Mm.
So kita manipulate on the system itself lah. So we want to compare kalau kita guna manual, how much is affect the cost and the productivity, and when we implement the SD3 system which is semi mechanized system,
Mm.
how they will be impact to the cost and the productivity for that particular harvester. So for this
Mm.
case, I propose it there will be two group of harvester, which is a harvester that implement the manual system,
Mm.
and the one group another group will implement the full semi mechanized system. So I would like to use the t-test independent t-test statistic in order to uh, to 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 analyze my data.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds a reasonable study. So I think my comment would be here. Where is the location?
Now I'm working dekat Negeri Sembilan, Labu Estate lah, because I'm working there about 2 years. So the topo and all the history for the area, but so saya agak clear lah kat situ. So I propose sudah ladang Labu at Negeri Sembilan.
Yeah. So experimental design wise, I think that's okay. You just need to make sure that you replicate the minimum of 3. So you have combination of 2 levels of manipulated variables, which is manual harvesting and also mechanized harvesting. That's 2, right? So you need to replicate this in 3 locations. It can be the same um, uh, estate, but in 3 different regions. Maybe one region, I do not know, a flat region, maybe the other is a bit hilly, maybe the other is close to the road. Yeah, yeah,
Noted. Actually,
yeah.
for your information, because of the manual system, only can be semi mechanized or mechanized system only can be utilized at a flat and undulating area. So because of that case, SD1 area we focus at the hilly area side. So hilly area, kita decide for the manual system, and semi or fully mechanized system at the flat and undulating area. So is it workable that way?
It's the best when 3 levels of your treatment can be present at one time. So you have 3.
Oh, at the same area.
Yeah,
Okay.
manual, semi mechanized, fully mechanized. You got 3 levels now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure that these 3 levels can be present in each location, and you need 3 locations, the minimum of. Then you're good to go.
Minimum 3, yeah.
Yep.
So macam replication, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a for replication, and I think you better because you have 3 levels. This is going to be ANOVA.
Oh, a bit complicated lah, doktor, ya. Takut pula saya.
I think you're going to learn it with Dr. Mashita. Have you learned statistics with her?
Yeah, just started.
Yeah, ANOVA is not it's not complicated. Come on, my FYP undergraduate student, you doing it now. It's not complicated. Okay, it's just need a structured lesson regime.
Technically, boleh tak the factor tadi saya kurangkan jadi 2, doktor, to make it, because
Yeah,
ANOVA a bit
you
not
can
familiar.
you can make the factor. Maybe you want to make it fully manual and fully mechanized. That's also okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Next, whoever can you want to share your study with me? Proposed study. Who else is in this class? Let me check.
Shafiq, doktor. Shafiq,
Muhammad
same
Khairul
with me.
Shafiq. Yeah, Muhammad Khairul Shafiq. Are you here?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Do you want
Okay.
to propose your project?
Okay. I just tried one purpose about the factor influencing participation of paddy estate program in MADA, because I'm working with the MADA. So I try to focus on the factor influencing participation of paddy estate in programming MADA, because in MADA start with the estate paddy since 2011. That's why I just try to see what the factor influencing, because right now from 2011 until 2020 2019, we have uh we have a estate study under EPP10. After that, we move another step for big scale estate program.
Mm.
So it's my SPB we call as right now. So that's why I want to see what the factor influencing. So so far are we using a factor analysis? Uh that's all the
Okay, so let me get this straight. So your organism of concern, you're going to use the paddy. Any specific variety?
yeah. No specific because each paddy estate program. So that means these are one off program.
Oh, can you tell me a bit more about the estate program? What is it about, paddy estate? Because usually we heard estate with the
Because
oil
this
palm, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because of oil palm right now it's like Felda program,
Mm-hmm.
Felcra program, same as a paddy program. So actually they have own owner of a paddy field, rice field, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just the paddy field will be managed by PPK. So the farmers will go to the PPK
Mm-hmm.
and they say they want to join a paddy program. So they will give all the management from activity start from at all the activities, and also at the capital is from PPK, it's not from the farmers.
All
So
right.
the farmer will be waiting for the end of season, get the profitable lah
Mm-hmm.
from the program.
Okay, so your paddy is constant. The thing that you manipulate level is the level of management. Is it?
Yeah,
Okay. What kind of management is it? So you want to compare with the conventional way of doing rice cultivation by the farmers versus
yeah,
what the PPK do with their own way.
yeah,
So you're going to
yeah.
compare the two. Okay, we got two levels already. Hmm. Okay. All right. And what about the responding variables? How do you want to quantify the success of your study?
I think
Yeah. In what terms? In terms of yield, in terms of disease occurrences, because this is rice, right? There are many things to
yeah.
quantify.
So far we is on my research. I think I will just focus on uh the yield performance.
Okay.
Uh, and I just try to compare the cost and the benefit
All
of
right.
the
Okay.
program.
So you're going to do the economic analysis of it.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, that sounds reasonable. Okay, and again, just like your friend before, make sure that you have the minimum of 3 locations. Okay, yeah, right. This is in Mada, within Mada region.
yeah, another region.
So Mada got what? Four regions. One, two, three, four.
Yeah,
Are you only
we have a
focusing
four
in
region.
one region only?
Currently, I'm in the second region.
Third region?
Second.
Second.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. You can do your study within the second region, but make sure it still have the 3 locations. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, then you're good to go. All right, that sounds
Okay.
reasonable. All right. Okay. Who else? Let's see. Uh, Muhammad Akbar, are you here? Or Muhammad Saleh? Soleh.
Okay, Doctor. Akbar here.
Okay. So what's your project about? What you want to propose?
But I would like to propose the study on the effect of the system rod on
Mm-hmm.
the yield at different types of soil in oil palm plantation.
Okay. All right. All right. Can you elaborate a bit more? What you use,
I
what
will
you
use
study, quantify?
the secondary data
Mm-hmm.
for data collection. I propose the DV and the IV is a soil DV is soil type N of cluster, and IV is the yield. Yield means in terms of every bunch weight, number of bunches, and also the yield annual yield per hectare.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay. So your constant variable, that's your oil palm. The thing that you manipulate from your secondary data is your what? Your disease control methods, or
No,
the occurrences of the basal stem rot.
soil. I study the effect on the of this KSR on yield at different type of soil.
Oh, okay. So you have different levels of soil, different types of soil. And
Yes.
from each of the soil, you study the occurrences of the disease to the
Correct.
plants. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. How do we quantify the responding variables? How do you quantify the occurrences of the disease?
Okay, like the disease occurrence, we can look at this granuloma census,
Okay.
and then another variable. Uh, I will refer to the yield, every bunch weight, and
Mm-hmm.
as well number of bunches.
All right. All right. Okay. Okay. I think that's quite clear. So your organism is oil palm. There's only one variety, right? Or is it more?
Yeah, yeah. Only oil palm.
Okay. 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 Only oil palm. So you are the your independent variables, different types of soils. Where is the location of your study?
The whole Peninsula Malaysia.
Mm,
In Cited Sentence.
that's very big.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe at Southern region. Uh,
Yeah. Maybe you want
like
to a bit more focus. Maybe you want to use something to anchor your soil type. Maybe within the um middle region of Malaysia. Well, middle region, you got three states. You got Selangor, you got Negeri Sembilan, middle region. Because if you go peninsula, you might get overwhelmed later because that's huge. Okay.
okay, you know.
All right. Okay. And then responding, you quantify the occurrences of the disease. So that can be visual, I think. Is it?
Visual census, yeah.
Yeah. So it can be visual, and then you also quantify the responding using the resulting fruit produce, right? The yield.
Yes, yes, correct, correct.
Okay. I think that's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. The rest is fine. You just pay attention to the types of soils. Okay. Sometimes you can use the same type of soil but use different location because soils have interactions with the climate. Some soils, they are not causing any problems because the climate is not allowing. Yeah, because we got many orders of the soil, right? We got Sedang Siri, we got Bungo series. Yeah, in some regions they are not problematic. That's due to the environment, the climate. Yeah, yeah, you can do it, but my advice would be don't get too ambitious to the point you can't handle your secondary data. If you can focus for one region, then that's good enough.
Okay, okay, noted.
All right, okay, that's good. All right, okay, who else? All right, okay,
Okay,
who?
I'm Soleh Gasmi.
All right, okay, Muhammad
I'm
Saleh.
from MTV Plantation at Ladatu Sabah. So my study is to compare using buffalo assisted collection for oil palm
Actually, using Buffalo assisted collation, we do an harvesting for three types of system. There is 4 cutter and 1 carrier, 3 cutter and 1 carrier, and 2 cutter and 1 carrier. So I want to do a comparison between these three type of system, and then the result is to see which system is give a better yield, better productivity, and to see the final is cost lah. That is my because this I will compare inside my estate only, because I have 4 division, so each division have their own system. So I will do like that lah, doctor.
Mm-mm. Okay, so your crop is oil palm.
Yeah. Oil palm.
Okay, your crop is oil palm, and the things that you study on is the method of harvesting. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and
It's correct, doctor.
how many types of harvesting way? 3 types.
So I have 3 types,
Okay.
but using a buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But first system is 4 cutter and 1 carrier.
Mm-hmm.
Second system is 3 cutter and 1 carrier,
Mm-hmm.
and the third system is 2 cutter and 1 carrier.
Okay.
Uh,
So
yeah.
you got three levels there. Okay. So okay, that's fine. Okay, and
Yeah.
then you want to quantify these methods on the productivity of the oil palm, the yield,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also the cost.
Yeah. Productivity, cost and yield, because now we do not have received any Indonesian worker for harvesting. So this method, if we can get a less labor but full higher productivity, so easy for us to quantify. But depend on this research, doctor. So if okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I will present to my boss lah.
Okay. I think that's fine. So you're using buffalo. So you got lots of buffalo in in the area.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Usually we got a lot of
Yeah,
buffalo
I
in
have
rice fields.
to add Fentas Hapat. So
Okay. All right. Okay. That sounds very interesting. Okay. Because it's a form of integrated farming system. You know, you got existing um livestock or something, and then you incorporate into the other agricultural system. So I think that's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think
yeah, doctor. Okay.
that's okay. That's doable. Okay. Imagine if I am your supervisor. You can start your experiment right away, because too bad I'm not your supervisor, kan? I'm just your lecturer for the course. But that's good enough. Yeah. All right.
So for me, doctor,
Yeah.
I do my best lah for this research, and I think I will more interact with doctor lah for this assignment lah.
You should be
Yeah.
doing that with your
Yeah, because
supervisor.
this
Because your supervisor should be more skillful than I am. Uh, I have my own field. Maybe I'm not going to be very helpful with whatever you're doing. But I understand what you're trying to do with your study. That's why we have the system. As long as you are clear with your variables, then you're good to go. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Okay, doctor.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is that all? The new students. Did I miss anybody? Is there anybody else? Okay.
Complete.
All right. Complete. That's good. We finished that in less than half an hour. Okay. All right. All right. So for new students, since you are clear about the categorization of the variables, uh, I think you can start to propose how do you plan to do your project. It can be from the secondary data. It doesn't matter because that is your methodology. Tell me what is the methodology, right? You have learned how to write it. But since this is your proposal, you cannot use the past tense because that hasn't been done. You need to use future tense. Okay, future tense. If you go to slide number 4, future tense, that would be, yeah, number 9 until number 13. Oh, 14. Yeah, yeah, future tense. Okay, all right. So you propose how is it going to happen to me, and because so far that I've heard, that's kind of reasonable. Okay, okay. For the senior students, you can go on reporting what you have done, and I think if all is good, you can try to submit something to me in 2 weeks time. Okay.
Doctor, sorry.
Yeah.
As for me, for the method and material, I still use the, future tense because I haven't started collected the data yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure.
But
Sure. No problem.
sir,
Yeah.
and then for the questionnaire, should I attach the form, doctor?
Yeah, because that is your tool. Yeah, I need to know what kind of helper you are using to get your data. Yeah. Okay. So
Dr.
definitely.
Nazib, yeah.
Yeah.
I just to clarify something. Macam my case, because we have already inserted part of the estate and we have the data, so it should be I should use the past tense, right?
No. You are still proposing. You are proposing to use I will be using existing secondary data. When you are proposing, all proposal must be in future tense because
right,
even though the data is already happened in the past, okay, but you are proposing it.
There any standard format for the proposal, or we have to follow like FYP format?
No. You
To
just
submit.
I'm more concerned about the components of the methodology. Okay, so it's like the methodology
Okay.
here. Which slide is it? This slide here. So tell me, how do you intend to do? What kind of materials or supply or data are you going to get it from? The location, the time of the experiment, when, how is it going to be done, and also the statistical thing or the experimental design, or maybe draw the layout. Okay, like I have my student from yesterday. They draw the layout. Maybe I can share with you. I was outstation. I just came back yesterday. That's why we cannot do our experiment. Our experiment, our lesson on Saturday because I'm away a lot. Let me find the. Okay, found it. Okay, I'll just put it here. So maybe you want to have something like this. Can you see this the slide? Yeah. So this is from our work in the paddy field. Okay, so we have 2 treatments, and each treatment we have 3 replications. So we have the red treatment and we have the yellow treatment, and each treatment we replicate 3 times. That's why you have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe have something like this so that it is clear. Okay, I can see that you are very clear about your experiment and you know the variables involved in your experiment. Okay, this is why I keep saying this is very important, because if you do everything towards the end, you do not have time to improvise yourself or to correct any errors, if any. If you start from the beginning, like from now, bit by bit, it doesn't have to be everything at once, just a small bits. Over the time, you are going to create a very impactful and powerful report, even though it's only a coursework. Okay, who says that research is more superior than coursework? Okay, people cannot say that because there are many troubled research. There are many, very inferior research. So coursework actually can be, because you're using secondary data, right? Sometimes it can be more impactful, right? Okay. All right. I think that's all for today. Okay. For the new student, new semester student, I'll give you a bit more time. Okay. You can submit to me your proposal after the Eid. Okay. So I think your class would be sometime in May, our next session. Yeah. Submit to
Yeah.
me before the beginning of our next lesson for the new student.
Okay.
For the final semester student, let's have look at your work a bit earlier in 2 weeks time, because you are towards the end already, you don't have a lot of time. So the only thing I can help
Doctor,
you.
sorry, doctor. Our next class is on 30th April.
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks time. Yeah, so show that to me so that I can help you as much as I can, because this is already towards the end of your study, right? For the senior student. Okay. All right. Okay. So I hope you get the point now. Why it is useful? Why is it beneficial to know your supervisor from the beginning? Have the feedback sent to the course coordinator. Uh, uh, if you talk like this with your own supervisor right now, imagine how proper, how neat your project report going to look like. Okay, because you talk about it all the time, and it's a you have ample time to do modification, you want to discuss, you want to elaborate, and so on. All right. Okay. I think.
Sorry, doktor.
Yeah.
Untuk kami yang budak baru sampai selepas hari raya kan?
Yes, I give you more time because you
If
have not
we
started
if
anything.
we if we submit early and then ada discussion ke tidak, ataupun that what we are submit it consider the final one?
No, you want to submit early, you can submit early in 2 weeks time. We can discuss
Okay.
next lesson on the 30th of
Okay.
April. We can do that. We can do that.
Alright.
If you submit early, you submit again in this folder. Okay, please use this folder. You have the submission folder, right? Just drop everything in this folder. Okay.
We
The
can
reason.
do in a presentation type, right?
Yes, you can use
Alright.
PowerPoint, you can use Words, whatever that I can use to do the marking. Okay, so
Alright.
have the submission here. The reason I ask you to put here because I always on the go. I outstation a lot. If you put it in here, I can mark your assignment even using my phone. Okay, sometimes I don't have my computer with me because I do field work. Okay, so help me with that, so that you can have a proper feedback to your assignment, right? Okay, I think
Okay.
that's all for today. I hope you have learned something. Is there any question? I think I can leave another 5 minutes. I'll just be here for another 5 minutes. If you got question, just ask. If do not have any question, we can dismiss the class.
Thank you, doktor.
Okay, I'll be here until 11:40 something. Right, just for you to ask any general question.
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
The new students like me, I think we don't have proposal still. Even for courses I'm using manual uploading, the time was fast me.
Say again.
So I think
I didn't get it. Say again. What are you trying to say?
for me, I think there's no proposal still.
No proposal. Why?
Yeah, still because I'm continue with the class in late time, and it's my first semester event.
No. If you're first semester, you need to think about. Have you what's your name? Are you the new student who just joined in?
Yeah, I'm joining here early because we are different time. I'm now
What
in
what do you mean
South,
different time?
South Sudan.
Everybody just
Uh,
started here.
now it is early morning for me now. So when I joined it, that's a later time event.
You are at your home country.
Yeah, I'm Somali, but now I'm living South Sudan, Juba.
You living where?
Behind from Kuala Lumpur, like 5 hours.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
You
even in New
you
everything.
you need to
The first
propose
class
me
I'm
you need to
eh,
propose me a study because this is your carry marks.
eh, now I'm taking only 3 courses and there's no proposal still.
Do you have something in mind? What do you want to do?
In later time, maybe now I'm taking how I learn how to do.
No, you don't have to learn to do. You
But
you you're
but it's
proposing
still,
you're proposing to me. What do you have in your mind? What do you think you want to do? The thing that you have interest on, something that you feel strongly about. It can be anything.
mm,
Look at your friends. People are doing various things, and I never say, "Oh, you cannot do this. You must be doing something else." No, you do not
yeah,
have your
I think
supervisor.
that's what I decide in later time because now I'm graduated for animal products.
Say
So
again.
and then I'm teaching something different. So I look in later time.
Why later? You have look at everybody else. People say to me what they want to do now. It doesn't have to be you have to do it exactly. I just need to know what is in your head so that you can formulate it correctly
Uh,
based on the variables methods. That's the whole idea of the class. When you do not do the thing as I ask, there is no marks. When there is no marks, don't be surprised at the end of the semester you got D or E. That's the thing. Okay.
I'm thinking to do proposal for like a research experimental like using soil this one different from this one.
Different from this
That's a
one.
bit
No. I'm not asking you to do any specific thing. Are you working?
yeah.
Okay. You work as what?
No, okay, yeah.
You work as what?
I'm not for business only.
Okay. All right. You
Yeah.
do you are under this master plantation course, correct?
What?
This course is for master plantation. You belong to this program. Is it correct?
Yeah.
Okay. For this program, you need to be able to write a proposal. Proposal doesn't have to be
Okay.
exactly the thing that must be happening. You're just proposing something. So that's why I'm asking.
Now I
That's why I'm asking.
now I get it.
Okay. what do you have in mind? Is there
Okay, thank
anything?
you.
Is there anything you want to study?
No, I wanted to send this part of plantation management.
Okay, plantation management. Okay, using what
Yeah.
crops?
Using what?
Using what crops? What kind of plants? What kind of crops are you working with?
Now the main knowledge I have is for animal feeding crops like alfalfa.
Okay, alfalfa. Okay, so
That
that can be your constant variable. So alfalfa is your constant variable. Okay, so what do you want to study with the
yeah,
alfalfa? What happened to the alfalfa? Do you do anything to the alfalfa?
with a different experimental, with a different climate like this.
Different climate.
Yeah, maybe when I use it for field agriculture, or when I use it for like a greenhouse, what we are doing in late time, like this, the close climate or open field.
Oh, okay. So, okay, your constant variable is alfalfa, and then your manipulation, the manipulated variables is you are growing alfalfa either under grass house or rain shelter or in the open field. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay, so you are studying
that's right.
locations of cultivation under the roof or open field.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
or
Okay,
open. Yeah,
so meaning that you are studying the agronomy of alfalfa. So that's already a study. Okay, so that's okay. What about the
yeah.
responding variables? How do you want to quantify, or how do you want to assess whether your method is successful or not? In what terms? So you have two sets of alfalfa now.
Pardon?
You have alfalfa in the field, you have alfalfa in the glass house. How do you want to quantify whether they are
Yeah,
successful or not?
with a success one.
Yeah, yeah. How do you want to quantify whether your one method is better than the
Well,
other?
I think at that time we looked product quantity
Look at what?
or even the value of feeding product quantity or value of feeding by nutritional.
Okay, so you are looking at the nutritional value of the alfalfa.
Yeah, that's one. That's a choice,
Okay.
or maybe a product quantity only.
Or the yield of the alfalfa.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's all what you need to do. So you have three variables. Did you just realize you just stated the variables that you don't want to do it today? Your constant variable is the alfalfa.
yeah,
Your manipulated variables are the cultivation method. It can be under rain shelter or glasshouse. It can be in the open field. Your responding variables would be the alfalfa yield and also the alfalfa nutritional content. Okay,
yeah.
that's a good study.
That's,
Yes, using this
thank you,
information,
Allah.
create the proposal.
Yeah,
That's all you need to do, and then submit to me after the EID. When is your next class? Somebody can tell me when is your next class in May, so that your friend can know. When is it?
next, ne-
Anybody?
let me look next class.
When not next class. Class in May, in after the EID. When is it? Can somebody confirm the date?
Okey, kejap doktor ya, saya buka.
Yeah,
Even,
please.
even I think the class today there's no even in a timetable.
No, the class today. This is for my
Let
section.
me.
My section is on Sunday. I cannot do on Saturday.
Okay, that's cool.
May, after May
Yeah, in May.
will be
Yeah, after May.
Not
will be
after
21 May,
20.
21st May, doktor.
Okay. So
betul betul.
okay, 21st of May. So your submit
Yes.
to me your alfalfa cultivation proposal before
Okay.
our lesson in May on the 21st. Okay, each maybe it's on the 22nd, maybe
21st, yeah.
21st is on Saturday. Our class with my section it's on Sunday. Okay, not Saturday.
Okay.
I'm working on Saturday. I have field work.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay.
What about the assignment of oil palm that I'm not even continue with you, or not
Oil
in
palm?
that class even?
What oil palm? You just
Oil palm. Yeah, still I'm not doing as assignment, I think. Because didn't get the idea still.
what oil palm? No, you use your own crop. Your crop now is alfalfa. So do the proposal for the alfalfa.
Okay.
Don't care about oil palm. Oil palm for other students. Your friends. I think Akbar do the oil palm, and then who's the other one? Soleh. You Nazir, you do the oil palm, the
Okay.
mechanization. You don't do the oil palm. You do your own study. Okay.
Okay.
Not
Well,
necessarily
I
you do
can
the
assign more,
study.
I
Yeah,
think.
you have the secondary data. Use the secondary data. Okay. All right.
Okay. I will do.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. If unclear, ask your friends. Okay. Be clarified. Okay. I'm not in front of the computer all the time because I do field work, but I'll try to mark your assignments as we go along. Okay, that's why please drop your assignment in this folder. Okay, so I can mark it right away. Put your name, put the title of it, and then the name of the assignment. Then we're good to go.
Doctor,
Yeah.
for the news submission, we just submit at the all folder.
Yeah.
I mean the same folder, or we'll create
the same folder. The same folder outside here. The Scott one is the one that I have read. Yeah, just drop and put everything outside here. Okay. I think that's all. It's almost 12 now. Okay. Yeah. I think that's all for today. Thank you for joining in. I hope you have learned things. Okay.
Yeah, we learned a lot. We learned a lot actually.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, learn a bit but continuously. Okay, then you can achieve a lot in the long run. Okay. I'll see you then in 2 weeks time. Okay.
Right. Thank you, doctor.
Yeah. Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Welcome.